We all remember the thrill of taking off our training wheels, but what about financial training wheels? Just like learning to ride a bike, managing money is a skill that starts small and builds with practice. Schoolsfirst Federal Credit Union is here today to help us grown-ups guide kids from piggy banks to real banks, building good money habits along the way. Here to show us how is Tammura Thomas, Fruitridge Branch Manager at Schoolsfirst Federal Credit Union. Hey, Tammura.
Hello.
Okay, this is something I wish I had when I was younger, just getting that financial education starting young. I didn't. So let's start with the modern money question. How do we help kids understand finances when most of their money isn't even something they can see or hold anymore?
Yeah, it's such an important question, and you're right. Like, I can't remember the last time I actually carried cash in a wallet because all of our finances have become digital. So it's really important that we rely on digital tools to help our kids learn. So if they have a bank account, show them their digital app. Most financial institutions have an app. Show them their balances, how they can move money around, different things, how when they use a debit card, if they have it, how their balance now decreases, or if they do a withdrawal. So really using kind of the digital platforms that are out there can really help make it feel real, because I think that's the hardest part is they don't have anything physically in their hand anymore. So using those digital platforms to help them see, you know, how what they do impacts their kind of their bottom line, right? Their
I like that.
balance.
Something for them to understand, grasp it, and see it. Because I know as a kid, I was just like, hey, Dad, can I have some money? No. Why? Like, I didn't understand why I couldn't. So
just use your card.
Just use your card. We're like, so we have a savings and there's a balance, but just breaking that down for kids. And okay, credit cards, they're a big topic. So what's the best way to teach kids that it's not free money and help them build healthy credit habits early on?
Such another important thing, like we were just speaking about. These are things that unfortunately you kind of have to rely on your household to learn as you grow up, right? And so it's really important that you understand and explain to children that this isn't free money. Credit isn't free. Somebody is paying for this on your behalf and you're responsible for paying it back. And if you don't do that, this item that maybe cost you $25 or $30 is now going to cost you $40, $45, right? So it's really hard to explain that to a child. So showing them, if you have your own credit card, if you feel comfortable, show them your statement, show them how charges and interest and things like that, due dates, how all of that kind of goes into effect. And when they're 13, you can actually add them as an authorized user on one of your cards. And so something that I recommend to a lot of my members is to open a very small limit credit card and add your child on as an authorized user and kind of have them be responsible for that underneath your supervision, and keep that limit low so we can't go crazy, but show them how to use the card and pay it responsibly so that they see, if I use this card, I have to be able to pay that. And what happens if I don't? So kind of some real life examples, I think, are always going to be the best way for kids to learn.
And I think it's great, again, it being early on. So it's not when you're of age and you're now just, okay, I have a credit card and I don't know how it works. That was me.
Same.
And then it was like, wait, what are these interest fees that I knew nothing about? What's the APR?
That's
so
right.
Having them kind of just get a better understanding younger just prepares them moving forward.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about savings. How can parents make savings feel like a habit instead of a chore?
Yes, so because it does feel like a chore sometimes, doesn't it? But I think just like anything, just like teaching them to brush their teeth, like you mentioned, it's something that you have to teach them early and get them really in the habit of doing early. So there's something that's really simple. It's called the 50-30-20 rule, right? And so basically anytime they get money for chores or allowance or gifts, you're having them break that money into different buckets. Now, this could be digital buckets, separate accounts on their account, or physical, jars. But basically 50% should go into their needs, right? Necessities. And for a kid, that's really hard. But like, think about school book fairs or things like that, school supplies that they really need for school. 50% goes in there, 30% then goes into their wants. So a video game or a special toy or something like that. And 20% just goes into savings. And it just sits in savings. Now, the way to reinforce them in this habit is to really celebrate them. Maybe when you reach $200, we're going to celebrate. I'm going to give you $50 extra. Like match their savings, celebrate the wins and track their progress. And that makes it a fun thing rather than a chore.
I like that. Tammura, any final takeaways for our viewers?
I think as we kind of touched on, start early is going to be the most important. Use real life scenarios and habits. Hands-on learning is always going to be the best. And seek out help if you come into your financial institution if you're not sure how to start.
Reach out to the pros like her. Tammura, always a pleasure.
Thank you, Desiree.
All right, to our viewers, you can visit one of the many Schoolsfirst Federal Credit Union branch locations as seen on the screen. And you can find out more online by going to schoolsfirstfcu.org.